What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Aranda here, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, we'll be going over the GFS and European model and what to expect for the rest of this week and in the near future. If you guys don't know, starting Monday, yesterday, June 1st, is the first official start of the Atlantic hurricane season for this year. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So we already on the GFS model, see if it show anything, tropical, any severe weather going across the United States. Yeah, starting today or in the near future. So we do have a lot of moisture down there in the Gulf area of the United States. That's a lot of moisture. We really got to watch out for that to make sure you don't do anything sneaky. We do have a low pressure all the way out here off the coast of the Carolinas. Not really bothering anybody, just bringing a lot of rain, possibly some gusty winds in some areas, and definitely some hazards for any vessels out there. Then we also do have a lot of moisture just hanging off the coast of the southeast, from the Carolinas all the way down there into Florida. Florida might be picking up with some showers just east of Jacksonville, Florida, kind of near that coastal side. And then just south of Florida, we do have some moisture as well. But that's really connected to the energy off the southeastern coast right here. We do have some scattered showers going across the deep south and the central part of the United States. Nothing too crazy there. High pressure up there near the United States and Canadian border. And then also have some rain up in western part of Canada, and the northwestern part of the United States. Have some scattered showers down there in Mexico. And that was as of 2 p.m. So move that forward to about 8 p.m. tonight. We do have some more showers and thunderstorms that potentially can go across the central part of the United States. The deep south, you can see some storms just off the coast of North Carolina near the Outer Banks in that area right there. Still see a lot of moisture down there in the Gulf. Really got to watch out for that. And then we have some showers and thunderstorms that might go across Florida, anywhere from Miami through Fort Lauderdale all the way up to through Jacksonville, Florida. Tampa seem pretty dry, but I would not rule out any sprinkles here and there going across that area. Around 2 a.m. tonight, we still can see some more storms, and they can get really stronger up in North Dakota, South Dakota area, according to the GFS model. Have that low pressure digging south just a little bit more into the United States, and let it keep most of that moisture west and down towards the deep south, and then impacting the southeast for as in Florida. You can see some rain and thunderstorms go across Texas. We also can see some mainly rain just go across the deep south, and now we get more thunderstorms possibly off the coastline of Florida. Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina is pretty quiet other than the southern tier of Georgia. You can see some rain showers here and there. Move that forward just a little bit more, and we okay, close this out for a second. Okay, there we go. Move that forward just a little bit more to like 8 a.m. tomorrow. We see a low pressure get going off the coast of North Carolina. Not really going to impact anybody. Could impact some vessels out there, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, still see some lingering showers from the central part of the United States, well, the north central part, all the way down to the south central part, even into Mexico. And then boom, we could see around 2 p.m. tomorrow, could see something because do some sneaky right here in the Gulf. Gotta really watch out for that. But again, as we rewind this in today, we do have a lot of moisture just sitting down there in the Gulf, and then boom, we see it's just weakens a little bit around 8 a.m. tomorrow, and then around 2 p.m. We do have just some strong rain, heavy rain, potentially could be gusty winds in that red area. Impacting areas of the Gulf. Not really impacting the United States too much. Still see some rain just along the coastline of the Gulf states. And then also do have some showers just off the coast of the Carolinas all the way down to Florida, basically the southeast. And then also do have around 8 p.m. tomorrow. Still can see some of that, get going, but it seemed like it tries to weaken, just bringing a blob of moisture in the Gulf, and then also impacting areas of southwestern Mississippi, most of Louisiana, even southwestern Texas. Then also do the north central part of the United States, all the way down to the central part and the south central part. You can see some showers and thunderstorms. Some of these storms could be severe. That low pressure seems like it tries to go away, at least in the model, but definitely it's still bringing some possibly some gusty winds and some heavy rainfall out into the Atlantic. Some storms can get really intense in this region right here. In the western part of Texas all the way down into Mexico. Those definitely have the possibility of producing maybe a tornado. A weak tornado is possible, cannot rule that out, and definitely small hail can be embedded into some of these as well, and basically a rain event for the central and the north central part of the United States. We do then move that forward around 8 p.m. tomorrow. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Not tomorrow, for June 4th. We have that high pressure again building over the Carolinas. North Carolina been sitting like that for about multiple model runs the last few days, been showing that, and definitely keeping most of that rain down towards the deep south. Maybe impacts on the Florida near Miami. But a lot of that moisture is still hanging off the coast of the Carolinas, but it seems like it's not going to really impact anybody, and mainly keep the Northeast pretty dry as well. So therefore, just a little bit more. California been pretty dry, as the model's been hinting at for almost a month now. Going into 2 p.m. on the 4th, you can see something else get going in the Gulf, and it seems like it does weaken, and we can still see some showers and thunderstorms. Like high pressure still sitting in southwestern part of the Carolinas, really North Carolina, and then it pushes and goes into the Atlantic, that just off the coast of North Carolina, not far from my neck of the woods at all. By 2 p.m. on the 6th, and then it just get further away, but still keeping most of that rain down towards the south and up into the north central part of the United States. Move that forward, can see a low pressure go across the northeast, bringing some showers all the way down towards the deep south. Thunderstorms is possible. Get a low pressure get going over near Winston-Salem area of North Carolina. Then do a weekend, could see just a rain event go across North Carolina. Could be some heavier rain near the coastline, and it tries to do something a little bit right there off the coast of North Carolina, but it just really don't make it there. North Carolina really got to get watched this year. Definitely is overdue for an actual hurricane landfall. Remember, the last hurricane we actually had was a major hurricane, was Hurricane Florence back in 2018, that tore up the eastern North Carolina, especially my area. Had to leave for like 7 days, and Hurricane Florence dropped 31 inches of rain here in Jacksonville, but then down in Wilmington, they even got way higher. I think 30 to 50 inches of rain dropped there. So definitely was a devastating hurricane that made landfall here in North Carolina. But we also do have Hurricane Helene that impacted North Carolina about last year, a year for last, which I think it was back in 2024, which is still they still recovering to this day, especially rebuilding I-40 along North Carolina and Tennessee. That was a devastating hurricane. Everybody heard about Hurricane Helene, how it messed up North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. Well, western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, but that's because in the mountains, not used to that much rain like that. So if we have anything like that happen this year, hopefully that don't happen, but it really will put our infrastructure to the test. But they are still recovering to this day. I think I-40 won't be rebuilt along that North Carolina-Tennessee border until I think 2028, I read. Hopefully they're pushing for at least 2028, but that was one, devastating hurricane. If it would have went more towards my area along the coast, it probably would have had caused that much damage. Probably gotten better drainage, not in the mountains, literally by the Atlantic, right off the Atlantic. But it went more inland and impacted those mountain areas, which could cause landslides and everything else. So we definitely have some showers and thunderstorms can go across the south central part of the United States. Nothing too crazy, but we do got a lot of moisture. This is what we do have to watch out for. A lot of moisture been trying to hang in the Gulf. A lot of moisture been trying to hang out and off the southeast. It could do something a little crazy, but we do have something we do have to watch out for here. Around 2 p.m. on the 13th. Look at this. Look at the Gulf. The Gulf right here. Let's circle this region right here. Look at all that green rain, right? Move that forward. Boom. Has a little spin to it, and we move that again. It gets a little stronger. Has a spin to it still. Keep going. Try to get towards the coastline of Texas. Definitely could bring some breezy conditions in some of these areas. Going into the 14th at 8 a.m. Move that forward, try to get a little bit stronger, bring more widespread rain. High pressure sitting all the way southeast of Florida, bringing some rain all the way from Miami all the way to Fort Lauderdale area. It's basically the southeastern, south central, and southwestern part of Florida. Seeing some rain. But look, you see that rotation right there? Move that forward just a little bit more. It continues, bringing some gusty winds. This is probably a tropical depression, at least, impacting some type of tropical, probably gonna be just tropical weather, impacting, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama in the weekends. But then boom, it do something a little sneaky as to get closer. It tries to weaken a little bit. You see across Texas and Louisiana at around 2 a.m. on the 15th. Move that forward, boom, it gets into something a little bit stronger. Now that potentially could be approaching depression. If not, it's depression impacting eastern Texas, southwestern Louisiana. Definitely bring some gusty winds in these areas. That can cause property damage. Move that forward, get more widespread. 2 p.m. by the 15th. Look, that high pressure is gone now. But if you look at that, that's just ripping straight through Louisiana right now. I mean, not right now, but around this time frame, this does happen by what the GFS is painting. That's ripping straight through Louisiana. It starts bringing some wind. Some definitely gonna have a lot of flooding in this area. Tornadoes and everything is possible. Going across Louisiana with, I mean, Mississippi with some heavy wind and rain, especially going across Biloxi. It even gets all the way up into near Oklahoma state line in Texas and Arkansas, and it continues bringing some widespread wind and rain across the deep south. And then it tries the weekend eventually. It seems like this might be a multi-day event in some areas. With that forward, just seeing a lot of moisture just still hanging there. Got a high pressure off the coast of Georgia. And then that's the end of the run. But again, we got more moisture sitting down there into the Gulf. So definitely got to watch out for that. We can go ahead and move to the European model and see if it's saying anything, different. Showing about the same thing. Start off about, I think today's the 2nd. About 8 p.m. tonight. We have some showers and thunderstorms going across the United States. High pressure sitting up there in the the central part of the United States. Nothing too crazy remains like that, keeping a lot of the Carolinas dry. Low pressure tries to keep going off the coast of the Carolinas. Got some moisture down into the Gulf area, but bring some rain all the way back towards Louisiana. Have some showers and thunderstorms go across Texas and the central part of the United States. You can see some showers and thunderstorms going into about 5 p.m. tomorrow across Florida. Around Tampa, Miami area. Possibly could see some of those, Fort Lauderdale. Still see some lingering showers across southern Florida. Now that low pressure just hanging off the coast of North Carolina. Now, depending on what this does, if this high pressure ever remove itself, I don't think it will. This definitely has possibility, probably to trend, depending on how the atmosphere do, westward and probably bring some coastal impacts along to North Carolina, South Carolina. Maybe impact with Georgia and southeastern Virginia. It's a possibility, but I think that high pressure will remain. I've been too confident that thing will stay there, but last minute changes is possible. But that definitely probably a tropical depression or tropical storm get going, move off, or just a coastal low. Just leaving, continuing, minding its own business in the Atlantic, just bothering fishes. Cause of having a house party, well, ocean party with the fishes. About 5 p.m. on June 4th, we do have some showers and thunderstorms still going on across the United States, central part mainly. High pressure still sitting over North Carolina, and it remains there for a few days, keeping most of us dry though in the Carolinas, even down into Georgia and most of Florida. So see some showers and thunderstorms still go across the United States around 11 a.m. on the 6th. Nothing too crazy, about the same thing the GFS was painting. Definitely can see some moisture down there near Cuba or just south of Cuba. Get another low pressure get going off the coast of the southeast, but it pulls away. That high pressure is keeping us pretty good. If I'm seeing any impacts, we're getting towards the end of the run, and really don't see anything tropical really tries to get going, other than some slight spin right here in the Atlantic. I'm not Atlantic, the Gulf around the 13th time frame, but nothing too crazy there. But it does paint something though. Just does paint something around that time frame the GFS was painting, possibly a tropical disturbance or storm just getting going. Some type of tropical disturbance. Let's say some type of tropical disturbance get going, impacting, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, even all the way up into Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma. It's a possibility, but it does paint something, and then boom, last minute, it's bring some heavy rain, possibly wind, across southern part of Alabama, impacting Georgia. Definitely Florida gets even stronger. Definitely could have a risk of seeing some tornadoes, high pressure all the way up there in the northeast. That if that continuous track, definitely could see some widespread impacts across the Carolinas. Seeing some rain. If that does happen, it might continue more so. It might impact really probably the central part of North Carolina through the Fayetteville, going all the way up into the north central part of the United States for the Triangle area, which will include Raleigh, Durham, Knightdale, Cary, Wake Forest, Chapel Hill, those areas. So definitely, basically the entire tech area of North Carolina would definitely impact. Possibly you can see some coastal impacts from Wilmington through Jacksonville through New Bern, possibly Greenville, Morehead City, out into the Outer Banks is possible. Outer Banks around this time frame, if the European is correct, by 8 a.m. seeing some showers and possibly some strong thunderstorms in some areas. So it's definitely is possible. So definitely something we have to keep a watch out on. Definitely in the Gulf and the southeast coastline from the Carolinas all the way down to Florida has to be watched very closely over the next few days. So with that being said, and for the rest of June, again, hurricane season started on the 1st, which was Monday. So definitely have to, make sure you're prepared and everything like that. Anything can happen. The Pacific is supposed to have a more active hurricane season compared to the Atlantic. this year. It's really possible that could happen, but don't let your guard down. It takes at least one tropical storm, one hurricane to change your life forever, as you saw how Helene it treated North Carolina. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, be notified each and every time your boy upload a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one if it's God's will. Stay safe out there, and I will keep you guys alert if anything else happen, anything sneaky to happen in the Gulf or the Atlantic. And with that being said, it's your boy Arande out.